Grant Hagan here with DroneDeploy and StructionSite, and we were joined with Ben Stocker from Skender, who is a construction technologist and a huge StructionSite fan, and no better person to talk about some of the new features that are coming out with StructionSite around the project dashboard than Ben. And so, Ben, we appreciate you taking the time to come in with us.
Thanks for having me, Grant. Yeah, excited to show you guys how to use this individual project dashboard.
We really just want to go through really quickly what it is at a high level so that you guys can jump in and start to take advantage of it. And so, Ben, walk us through what project teams will be able to see once they jump in here.
Sure. So once you jump into your project, you'll notice that up on the top left here, there's a new tab for a dashboard. So going into that, you can see a handful of different things. We can see the last capture and the capture streak. So this is going to be really important for just making sure you're capturing as often as you should. Like at Skender, we typically will capture once a week. Sometimes it's more or less depending on the speed of the job at that time, but on average it's once a week. So it's good to see how often, make sure we're keeping up with that streak.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And I think moving down here, what's really cool is we can start to dive into some of that capture cadence. And so kind of walk us through what we're seeing here with activity and maybe the ability to filter by date range or filter by a drawing. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so down here, this is an activity log where you can look at either all the activity, just the captures that were taken, the views, or any notes that were made on the photos. And I want to first point out the filtering up top here. So you can filter all the rest of this data on the dashboard by a date range, by the type of media captured, 360 photos, video walks, whatever, which drawing it was on. So if you want to look at just the data from the 9th floor, you can do that, or even just by the user who captured. So looking at this activity log, then right now I have it on all activity. So you can see the views and then the 18 photos were captured on this day. But you can also switch over to view just the captures here and then just the views as well. And one thing I really want to point out on the views tab here is that you can see the difference between private views and public views. So that will show you whether someone on the project team actually looking at a photo, or maybe it was a public view from the PDF that you exported and sent out to someone who's not actually on the project team, or sent an individual photo. So it's a good way to make sure that those outside parties are actually looking at the photos you send them.
Yeah, super helpful. The activity portion, a really great place to start to filter and drive down to what data that you're wanting to see. Take us a little bit farther down here, Ben, and why is seeing the cadence on a calendar view really helpful here?
Yeah, so up top, the first thing you saw was the capture cadence and the streak. And that just is a quick high level. All right, we have a 4-week streak, but it's really nice to actually view it in this calendar view then. So you can then maybe wonder, why was there a 2-week gap around here? Probably due to a Thanksgiving break. Or you could see that maybe, all right, you notice that your team is capturing every single Friday each week, but your owners' meetings are on Thursdays. So maybe you talk to the team and say, all right, maybe we should be doing our capturing on Wednesdays so that we have the most up-to-date snapshot of the job when we show the owners in our meetings. Yeah, a couple of good uses of the calendar view here, the capture cadence.
I love how we all think in this like calendar view, especially on a construction site with schedules. And so it's really helpful to kind of see that down here. And then moving down to the bottom, this is really where I think the most exciting information is, and who the champion is, and then who is viewing this information specifically kind of in a summary. So tell us a little bit about why this part is really valuable for you guys at a project level.
Yeah, so here you can see the capture champions. On this particular job, there's just one guy doing all the capturing. So nice job, Joey. But maybe on a larger job, you have 5 people capturing, split between different floors of your job or something. So it's really good to make sure that everyone is capturing, as much as they should, or if it's split between the right amount, if everyone should be capturing, 100 photos every week or whatever, depending on the size of your job, you might see, all right, why does this person only have, 20 photos and this person has 200 photos? So that can be good information in your capture champions. But then over the top viewers, I really like the top viewers page, because you can see here that Joey, again, is the top viewer. He's probably the one who has his laptop out during owners meetings and trade partner meetings and whatnot. But then down below, you can see that we have our subcontractors, our architect, our owners. They are actually viewing all these photos as well. So it's really good to know that the time and effort we put into documenting the job site actually gets utilized by other parties on our project team. And then I also want to point out, like, another good use of this would be right at the beginning of your job site in pre-con. We always do a really detailed full walk through the entire job site to capture existing conditions. So this could be a good spot to then see, all right, our electrician is really looking at these photos that we sent them during bidding here. Maybe their bid is going to be a little more accurate than this other electrician because they're not looking at the photos and they don't know what's going on site.
We have heard often that we need to show ROI. We need to show that people are using this platform. And this is just a perfect spot to be able to do that, not only internally, but also externally as well. And so just love how these functions are available to you guys. You can use this on demand whenever you want to come in and see some of these statistics to really meet the expectations that you had set at the beginning of the job, because that's really important. If you had 2 or 3 different champions to be able to track and make sure that they are capturing, or you had a goal of making this as a collaborative as a platform as could be, and you can track that. You can validate that information with some of this project dashboard level information. And so, Ben, we really appreciate you walking us through this. This is a really exciting feature that many of you have been waiting for, and we're really excited to get it out in your hands. We know that this is only going to grow over time. And so if you have other ideas of other information that you want to see on these dashboards, please reach out and let us know. We only want to make this more helpful and better to really document and track the value that you're using from this platform. And so, Ben, really appreciate the time today. Really exciting stuff. Go into your project dashboard, start to see how your project teams are using it, and we'll see you on the next one.